And there's a storm coming. I'm going to do my updates of what I've done this week. So I've added a full sunshade to the front, full because it is stinking hot this week, and hopefully that makes a difference. It really still feels really hot in here, but it is nearly 40 degrees outside. I've still got my jacket over there, chair. This is new. This is going to be my where I dry my clothes. Like, it fits perfectly in between the two seats here, so whenever I'm still got a bit of damp clothes or something like that, I can just put them there while I'm at work, or just to sit in the car, especially on days like this. In this little plastic thing I've got a rain jacket and a shawl, so if I get cold I've got access to something warmer, but it doesn't take up space in the back because the back is getting pretty full. This is the little camera that I was using last time, which is why it was probably so bad. Hopefully my mobile phone does a better job. This is my new sink, my new $7 IKEA sink. I've got some measurements in there that I'm keeping in there to fix the wardrobe. So inside the sink I've just got some dishwashing brushes. I'll put some other cleaning stuff in there, and that will just house that during the day, and whatever else I want to pop in there, I guess. And I need to find a water source that is going to fit in that tiny little space there, or so I don't have to move it out too much. So that is my latest challenge, trying to find water. I've moved the kitchen from underneath out to where it's accessible straight from when you open up the car. Also to give my sink some height. And the good thing about this sink is that, I really want to have one built in, but the good thing about this temporary one is that because it's so close to the outside here, I could just throw out the water when I'm finished, find a nice tree that needs a drink. My kitchen's got bigger. I've got some foil things there, but random things in there, but every space needs to be used. Kitchen cleanup. And my pantry food still. On the left, we have made some changes. This is new, where I'm keeping all my liquids. I found this tin at the reject shop. It was about $3. I've got my dishwashing liquid, laundry liquid. It fits 6 other liquid bottles. I've got the measuring cup for the laundry powder, and I've got my homemade laundry powder underneath all this, because I don't think I'm going to use the powder so much, because I've got the manual laundry, so I'll probably end up using liquid instead of powder, but you never know. It is kind of hard to find things that will fit in this tiny little space. As you can see, it's only the size of a cup. So this is like the perfect size to stay sturdy in that area. This is new, this little stationery holder. It's got 1 pencil, 1 pen, 1 Sharpie, 2 scissors and a screwdriver. 2 scissors because there's a lot of stuff that I'm putting up, Velcro, labels, that kind of thing, that I'm cutting with these scissors, and they're getting wrecked from all the glue. So I've got that's not going to last a bit much longer, but I'm still using it for the Velcro, and normal scissors that are still sharp. Underneath, this used to be the dishes and easy to access cutlery, but I had a think about it, and with the back door right here, dust comes in here. It's impossible to clean. Is it absolutely impossible to clean? I don't know if it looks dirty in the camera, but everything gets covered in dust. So I decided to move my dishes out of there. I put the dustpan and brush in there instead. I'll put other little cleaning things, anything that will fit in there. And underneath the stove, put all the dishes and stuff in this basket, which is really easy to access anyway. I'll just pull that out, grab what I need, push it back in, keeps it nice and flat so that I can close it properly, and everything else I've already explained in the last video. That's new. Blockout curtain, which matches the cushions on the bed. So I bought these cushions first, then I took them to Spotlight and found material that matched the red exactly. Not remembering that I really hate red. So that was a really stupid thing to do. So now I've got red everywhere when I'm a blue, pink, green kind of girl. So these will be temporary until I've got more money. So more block-out curtains here, and the car shade, which is also my solar cooker behind. And I've made another one here. So anything to try and keep the heat out and the light out. And I also got a plain red curtain which has eyelets. I'm going to have to take it off to show you. Okay, so it has the eyelets already in it, so I just put some screws behind there and I've just hooked it on. And it was a lot easier to access before I moved the kitchen out here, so I will be redoing that little project. Next I have, this is my temporary fridge. I've got an esky and a cooler bag. Now the cooler bag is absolutely awesome. It's absolutely huge. I could fit heaps in here. I could take it straight into the groceries and fill it up, keep it cold in here. It's got wheels on the bottom so I can wheel it around. My open-up bag I've put down the bottom here and with the flat bit there, so it sort of works as a little table as well. An esky I bought yesterday, just a cheap $20 esky from the reject shop. Already filled it up with stuff, and I've put a thermal bag around it, and I think I'm going to use more of these to try and get things not affected by the heat so much, being that today has been absolute scorcher and Queensland's going to probably be the same. But it's a nice little cooler and it will do me until I can afford a fridge that doesn't require too much power. Now while I'm in here, I could pull the curtain off completely and put it over the mat, and then I've got heaps of floor space to sit on and sort through stuff, which I've actually been using the floor more than chairs or the bench seat this week a lot. I bought another kids 3-drawer. Bathroom's still the same, except now it's got a mini hair straightener and a different razor. Makeup drawer's still the same. It's also, you know, just got various bathroom stuff in there, hair ties, that kind of thing. First aid is still the same. I've added a few more things. I don't need to go through each detail because that made the last video very boring. And these two are full of clothes, and I'll show you what I've done. So the last couple of days I've been looking at reviews for compression bags, and one of the videos I watched said, I don't even know why you don't just use a supermarket bag. That would work better than your compression bag. And I thought, I don't know about a supermarket bag, but these IKEA bags are not bad for that. Now I did a really good job sitting on them but they've actually got a bit more air in it than it did have. But pretty much I've sorted everything. There's my long sleeve tops. I've labelled everything, so I can just find what I need, access it straight away. This is sort of more cooler weather stuff, so that if it does get a bit cold, I've got something. Bathers, bras, things like that here. I really want proper compression bags for the pants, so I've just put them all in one bag for now, and I'll sort that out. My socks and underwear, everything is super organised. Black work socks. I love it. It's really great for being able to just find things at a glance, exactly what you need, and it fits so much more now that I've put in these bags. Now I reckon I can put even more in there, so pretty excited about that. Haven't worked on this one yet. This has still got notepads. Nothing new there. More dry goods, oats, sugar and rice. Oh, this is my new little solar cooker. So I'm going to put food in there and surround it in car shade and let the sun cook my meals sometimes. Little bicarb soda sticky under there. This is for fruit picking. It protects your legs from the prickles. A hot water bottle, I don't know if I'm even going to take that. I think it might be a good idea for the freezing cold nights. Then in the overhead, more pasta, cashews, apricots, chickpeas. Noodles are made out of rice, and lots of yummy dates. because I eat them a lot. I really wanted a big container for it. This will be filled later, and this has got kidney beans in it. I don't really have a lot of kidney beans. Actually, I don't have a lot of any of these except for the dates and cashews. But while you're on the road, you want to have access to meals that you can cook anywhere. And if I don't get a chance to have fresh food, at least I've got something. On the other side is the things that I'm not accessing very much, and the reason I had to change this around, because it was going to also be a food cupboard, is because of the wardrobe, which is an utter fail right now. But when it's up, it blocks access to that, so I actually have to move the wardrobe out to use it, which wouldn't be a problem if the screws were sturdy. But unfortunately, I am having a major fail getting screws to work in this fiberglass area. Don't know what I'm doing wrong. Tried plastic things. So I am going to Adelaide in the next couple of weeks, and we'll sort something out, make something really sturdy there so it can hold all my clothes. That's a magnetic area. I've actually got a magnetic strip that, hey, if screws worked, I'd also be able to install. Yay! So I need to solve that problem. Needed to put the light on for this next bit, I think, because the camera made it look very dark. So there's my laundry, my manual laundry. Inside there is my toilet, actually. There's a table there, and I found this box, perfect little skinny box that fits in this area perfectly, which, believe me, nothing does. In there I've got the steam iron, so even though I haven't ironed my clothes in a decade, I also haven't done manual washing. And when you manual wash, everything comes out wrinkled, so I might actually have to start ironing again, which I'm absolutely not looking forward to. Here is my CDs, I think. I'll open it up. And you might think this is ridiculous having CDs in today's digital age, but I'm thinking sometimes you're going to be without power, and I want access to, sometimes you're going to be outside away from the van. So I've got my iPod here, which if I turned it actually on, it would play my podcasts straight in this speaker case. So you can have this outside. I better turn that off, otherwise you're going to get annoyed. And I've got the CDs for when I'm driving down the highway doing 21-hour drives. At least I have something other than podcasts, because I've got podcasts on here, I've got podcasts on my phone, I've got ebooks on my phone, but I don't have music on those, and I really don't have room for it. I've only got room for podcasts, and I've got a never-ending amount of podcasts that I want to listen to. So finding my speaker case again, that was a gem find, because I know that when I'm out camping somewhere, I'm going to get some use out of that. And I also couldn't help myself, I had to bring some DVDs along with me. It's just that I can't leave my whole collection in one place. I really have some DVDs that I watch all the time. I do have an external hard drive that has a lot of DVDs. So I don't actually need to bring these DVDs. It's just something in me that just can't leave them behind, and I wish I could take more. I really wish I could bring Jericho with me. I really love Jericho on my Stargate SG-1 series and things like that, just because sometimes I just get a craving to watch those kind of things, and I don't have them on the digital hard drive. I mean, I could convert it, but that's going to take some time. I've also got a new little $2 bin that fits nicely in my hole of who knows what it was meant to be. More liquid bottles for that area. Up there is all the receipts so far for the van. That's how much shopping I've done for this van. You don't think there's much when you're a minimalist, but you actually need things to become a minimalist. It's crazy. Crazy! And underneath my bathroom bag, I'll turn it off and start the recording again, because it's a two-hand job. If you remember, the last video was I had an empty wooden thing here, which I thought was absolutely perfect because it fitted this area nicely, but I didn't know what to put in it. I found it. I've actually filled, this used to take up an entire clear plastic storage container in the house, and it all fits in perfectly here. My essential oils, liquid crystals, vitamins, minerals, liver cleansers, herbal cleansers, parasite cleansers, wheatgrass, spirulina, just everything fits in these little things, and I think that's just fantastic. I hope that it doesn't get too hot in here actually, or I might have a problem. I think I showed you this last time. I bought a little $2 drawer here, so I can put little gadgets in there. The other day I went to Masters, I bought another one of these, so that's inside getting it clean so I can fill it up tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Fan today. Now I bought a fan yesterday, it cost me $5 at the reject shop, and it was crap. The light was brilliant, but it was absolutely useless. And today it actually just died, so it lasted maybe a few hours. So I bought this one today. Unfortunately it was expensive. I bought it at VCF for $40 and it's still not very good, but hey, it is so much better than the reject shop one, and it plugs into the 12 volt, so should be a little bit more reliable. And I was planning on doing the shoebox thing, remember, but being that I can't screw anything in, I've decided to just wrap them up in little plastic things and chuck them here for now. I just want to get going, and I'm out of ideas until I can solve the screw thing. This is going to be my shoebox. Plastic storage container. I actually had it on the side before. Now I've put it up and it's sort of acting like a cupboard. You know, like those cupboards where you don't really need to access things very often, or you've got two of them or whatever, but you're going to actually end up using them. That's this cupboard for me. I don't need to access it very often, so it can be behind the wardrobe, behind the clothes, and look, see? Screw is broken. And so batteries down the bottom, and boxes for my phones, serviettes, paper towel, things like that. I'm just going to put in there and just access them when I actually need to. For the changes, I think that's it for the changes. Underneath here, actually I'll use a previous video, so if this video sounds out of whack, that's why. I'll use the previous video where I showed what was behind that. I'll use the previous video to show you the wardrobe before it collapsed. And that's it. Taking the cover off on the inside at the back, which was this, to show you actually what didn't work in the last video, which was, this is all my bedding. They're all protected in plastic. So I've got my, if it gets really cold, I've got my warm blankets in there. Then I've got my guitar, and there's nothing else up here. I've got a light doona, which actually works pretty well in winter as well, but it's light enough to also use in summer. And another pillow. My wardrobe is up and all the clothes are on it, so everything's sort of protected by plastic, so that, you know, dust that comes in through the back doesn't just dirty my clothes. Everything's kept in order. There's actually 13 pieces of clothes here. Because it's such a small space, it actually looks like I've got hundreds of clothes there, but there's 13 pieces. Most of them are 2 per thing, and it's only things that need to be ironed, except for the 2 jackets. So work shirts and normal shirts that need to be ironed. So unless I can think of another way of being able to store them into the cupboards, without getting all, you know, without having to need to use an iron, because I don't do iron. I mean, if I haven't used an iron in 10 years, I'm not going to start when I'm trying to get, you know, more off-grid. What it looks like. Nearly ready to go. I'd say ready to go. So you got the wardrobe up there, block-out curtains that I've put on both those windows and this window. Sink, the esky kind of fridge cooler bag thing. I want to know that I'm ready. The only thing I need is water that could fit in there, or water that could fit under there. Water is all I need, and this van is ready to go.